Good afternoon, all of you. So, we know the classifications of choppers classified as Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, and Class E. However, the Class A and Class B choppers are belongs to single quadrant choppers. Means these two choppers work under single quadrant operation. Class A works under motoring mode or motoring quadrant, which is first quadrant. Class B works in the second quadrant, which is regenerate quadrant. And these two are single quadrant operating choppers. So these two contains single switch, you can see in the circuit diagram, and single diode, a single switch and a single diode. The load is DC shunt motor or DC separately excited motor or DC series motor. Whatever be the load, the circuit configuration is same. Okay, you can connect any type of load. This motor, these two converters will operate the motors under single quadrant mode only. If we want to operate the motors in two quadrant mode, Class C and Class D, Class C and Class D. You can see here Class C and this is Class D. So these two are the chopper circuits which will operate the load or the motor, any of the motor, in two quadrants. Class C operates in first and second quadrant. Class D operates in first and fourth quadrant. So these two chopper circuits are two quadrant chopper circuits. Two quadrants means these two circuits having two switches, switch 1, switch 2. Similarly for Class D also switch 1, switch 2. And two diodes, D1, D2 or freewheeling diode and D2. Here also D1, D2. So two quadrant chopper circuits will have two switches and two diodes. Whereas single quadrant chopper circuits, Class A, Class B will have single switch, single diode. Here also Class B, single switch, single diode. So based on the number of quadrants operation, the number of switches and diodes will be varied or proportional. And this is Class E type chopper circuit. In this Class E type chopper circuit operates for in four quadrants. So total it will have four switches, CH1, CH2, 3 and 4 switches along with the four diodes, the D1, D2, D3, D4. So four switches, four diodes. And here is the load connected in between these two legs. And this load may be any of the DC motor. DC separately excited or DC series. Any of the DC motor we can connect here. Okay. So in the previous class, we have seen single quadrant Class A type chopper, which is a motoring chopper. The same operation can be derived for other single quadrant chopper, which is a Class B, and which is operating in second quadrant. We can derive the same analysis which we have done for Class A. The same analysis can be done for Class B, so that we can operate in second quadrant. Now we will see the two quadrant chopper circuit, probably the Class C. And here I am showing the circuit diagram of Class C chopper, which is a two quadrant type, which is also called a two quadrant type Class A chopper also, or type A chopper also. However, the load here, the load is shown as a separately excited DC motor. If we want to draw the circuit diagram for DC series motor, simply replace this separately excited motor load by a series DC motor load. That's it. Remaining circuit remains as it is. Okay. So this is a 2-quadrant chopper. So it will have two switches, CH1 and CH2, two diodes, namely D1, D2. So 2 switches, 2 diodes. Now let's come into the operation of this chopper. See, generally class C will operate in 2 quadrants, first and second quadrants. First quadrant and second quadrant. So you must know that in these 2 quadrants, the voltage is positive because the y-axis is positive for these 2 quadrants. So the voltage across this load is always positive. But in the first quadrant, the current is positive, armature current, or we can say this is armature voltage. You can take any notation, VA or EA. And in the second quadrant, the armature current is negative. Armature current is negative. That means the load generates the energy and feed back to the source. So that is the statement which represents negative armature current. Negative armature current means load generates the energy and feedbacks to the source. Right. So for DC series motor, simply replace this load by a DC series motor. Okay. Now let's see the operation. See, for first quadrant operation, CH1 and D1 will work together to get first quadrant operation. So the switch 1 and diode D1 will be helping us to get the first quadrant operation. For achieving the second quadrant operation, we need the help of switch 2 and diode D2. So switch 2 and diode D2 will be turned on during the second quadrant operation. How it happens? Now let's see. First, we will turn on the switch 1. I'm going to turn on this switch 1. If the switch 1 is turned on, then the current will flow from the positive terminal to switch 1 to the motor load resistance, motor armature resistance RA, and armature inductance LA, and the motor back EMF EB, and back EMF to the negative terminal. So the current flow in this direction. During the switch 1 is on condition, the current will flow from source to DC source positive terminal to the switch 1 to RA to LA to EB to negative terminal. So during this, the current direction will be like this, and the average voltage across the motor, terminals, which is EA or VA, whatever it may be, EA or VA, is positive. So EA is positive and the current which is flowing is also positive. So both are positive, then we will get this first quadrant operation. If the switch 1 is turned off, if this is turned off, then this inductor having energy, this energy will freewheel from inductor to motor, and from motor to diode D1, from diode D1 to resistance RA, like this. So this will be the freewheeling path. So during this freewheeling path, the current linearly decreases. Here also you can see the voltage is positive and the current will also coming from top to down. So that means current is positive, voltage is positive. So when D1 is conducting, we will get the first quadrant. When CH1, which means a switch 1 conducting, we will get the first quadrant. So CH1 and D1, these two switches will help us to attain first quadrant operation of the DC motor, any of the DC motor. Okay. Now let's see how we will attain the second quadrant operation. So to attain the second quadrant operation, this switch must be turned on. Switch 2 must be turned on. So if this switch is turning on, then here there is no supply coming from the source, because this is second quadrant operation. In the second quadrant operation, the supply will be generated by the load. So load itself generates the energy and feedbacks to the source and feedbacks to the source. Okay, so how it will happen, let's see. When this switch 2 is on, then the energy which is present in the inductor will come in this way, which is opposite direction. So the current will be like this. So inductor LA to RA, RA to CH2, CH2 to motor EB. So this is freewheeling action which is done by the chopper switch 2. So the current is opposite compared with the previous direction. In the previous direction, the current is this way, but now the current is opposite direction, which means the negative current. Opposite direction, why? Because now the load is generating the energy and feeding back. So that means the current is negative, which flows from opposite direction, which from load to the switch. So LA to RA, RA to the switch, switch to load again. So this is the current direction when the switch 2 is turned on. Then what about diode D2? If switch 2 is turned off, switch 2 is removed now, switch 2 is turned off now. So let's see how D2 will conduct. Now the current will flow from inductor LA to D2, D2 to the supply terminal, and supply terminal to the from supply terminal to the motor back, like this. So from the motor through D2, D2 to the supply, supply to the motor back. So here the motor is directly connected to the supply terminals. That means the energy that was generated by the motor or the load that is feeding the supply terminals. So the current is negative. However, the voltage is still positive. The voltage across the motor is still positive. So which means positive voltage, but the current direction is opposite because the load is generating the power and giving to the source. So the current direction is negative, which is minus IA. So positive and negative means we will get the second quadrant operation. So this is how the two quadrant operations can be achieved with the help of class C type chopper formed with the class A type chopper. Okay, so this is the two quadrant chopper operation, and we can also see the waveforms of this operation in the next slide so that we can clearly understand. See, this is switch 1 gating pulse and this is a switch 2 gating pulse. So switch 1 gating pulse plus switch 2 gating pulse gives the total time period, which is T. And this is the current which is which we have seen in the operation. Now let's see Here I have chosen a few points, point P, Q, R, S, and T. Total 5 points I have taken to explain the entire operation clearly. See, at point P, which means at this point, if the current is 0, at this point the current is 0, I am turning on the thyristor 1, which is switch 1. So that means the current will be positive because switch 1 operates in first quadrant. So the current is positive, so the current increases linearly. At point Q, I am turning off the thyristor T1. At this point, the T1 is turning off. So that means the current linearly decreases through diode D1. That is called freewheeling action. So through diode D1, that current will decreases until the thyristor, second thyristor, the second switch, until the second switch turns on. When that second switch it turns on at the point R, because at point R, the current must reverse. The current reverse means we are getting a negative magnitude of the current. So that is the reason why you can see this waveform in the negative side. At point R, thyristor T2 is triggered. So the current is increasing linearly with the negative slope. And at point S, I am turning off the thyristor T2. So here a diode conducts, diode D2 conducts, and the current from maximum negative side, from maximum negative point 2, it will come to 0 at point T. This point T is same as point P. From point T, this same cycle repeats again here and here also. So this cycle will repeat till the end. Okay, so this is how the first quadrant operation will be achieved between T1 D1 with the positive current, and the second quadrant will be achieved with the help of T2 D2 in the with the negative current. Okay, so this is the two quadrant operation, and the voltage is always positive. So this is the voltage equation. When the thyristor T1 is connecting, then only the supply is giving the voltage to the motor. So that is the reason why directly the supply voltage is given. At this point, the supply, which means when the thyristor, second thyristor is turning on, at this point there is no supply is giving back to the load. So here the voltage is 0. If we plot the average voltage, then the average voltage will be positive value, but the magnitude will be like this. So the dotted line represents the average voltage. Okay, and similarly, we can plot the torque speed characteristics for the separately excited DC motor as well as the series DC motor. See here, I have shown two torque speed characteristics, and this torque speed characteristics of first one, this one represents separately excited DC motor. Separately excited DC motor torque speed characteristics, and the second one, which is parabolic shape, this one represents the series excited DC motor. So for separately excited DC motor, the torque speed characteristics are very much linear, and for series excited DC motor, the torque speed characteristics are in parabolic shape, because in the series the torque is in the form of quadratic expression, torque and speed having quadratic expression relation. So these are the speed torque characteristics. Okay, this is about two quadrant chopper. Thank you.